What's up, though? What you been doing this week, fam?
Just been hanging out.
With who?
It's my mom's birthday.
It was your mom's birthday?
It was your mom's birthday? What'd you guys do?
I went up north and visited her, and we had a little, actually indoor hang because she has the vaccine. So,
but you don't?
Yeah, no.
So what the fuck?
I don't know. They said you can hang out with your
so
adult kids, right?
You still had your mask on.
It kind of feels like both my parents are like, yeah. But it feels like both my parents are like, we have the vaccine, we're invincible.
We are the rebellion.
But does the vaccine mean you're really like invincible? I've been seeing people with the vaccine get corona.
So if there's anybody who's done extensive research, because this whole pandemic scared the living hell out of me.
Okay.
It's me. And so I know that obviously from the two, Moderna and Pfizer, it's 2 doses, right? And then you have to wait 2 weeks in between the first and second dose. And then they still recommend that you wait 2 weeks even after the second dose to make sure. So,
Yeah, my mom's got to chill.
He said, my mom's got to chill. She got it. She went straight to the club.
That's what I'm saying. You be seeing people with the 50% out here wilding, no mask. They be like, I got the vaccine. You be like, no, you don't.
No, they got the first dose.
They got the first dose, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works. Except if it's Johnson & Johnson, but there's a lot of rumors about what that one is.
The Johnson & Johnson
and rumors are rumors, right? And that's the thing. I think that's what scared me the most about this was there's so many variables, there's so many question marks around everything.
Yeah.
But I said that I got the vaccine already, and since they were giving it to the wealthy people first, seriously, like if you were rich enough, you could buy yourself a shot.
I'm not rich because I haven't gotten it.
Well, I'm not rich either, girl. I was a plus one. I was a plus one, just to be transparent.
Fuck yeah.
But because they're giving it to like the important people first, I feel like it's trusted.
On the vaccine list? What the fuck?
Yeah, you got to know the right people, right?
What club is this?
Mind your business.
Dolly Parton just got it this week, and you got it before?
Really? I don't talk about it. Look, shit. And I won't name my source either.
I mean, it's out here. You can get it, though, can't you? You can get it. People just are not necessarily.
It's supposed to be based off your occupation. Like if you're a teacher, if you're, someone who has a job that's important.
Essential workers.
You don't fall in the category, dog.
Isn't it weird that Hollywood is considered essential now? Like, I remember when we were in the midst of the pandemic, and Hollywood then was permitted to continue working.
Yeah.
Because we were essential workers.
We're going to run out of Netflix content.
No, but I low-key kind of get that, though.
Ridiculousness was essential as a motherfucker during the pandemic. They needed us. They was like, yo, get your ass to work. Make people laugh.
Right.
True.
And it's kind of like, I mean, you're a blessing to a lot of people because, man, that whatever form of escapism for people to feel like they are escaping their reality, even if it's just for that moment in time, it really can. I mean, it sounds hella dramatic maybe, but it can save lives, So
no, for real.
It's crazy. It's wild. This whole thing is still crazy. It's been a year.
It's been a full year.
It's been a full year.
Full year. Well, last year on my mom's birthday was the day that the NBA stopped, that Tom Hanks got it. It was like
that was your mom's birthday? We
March
filmed
11th.
the day last year. You did not mention her at all.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I know you listen to every episode of Wine and Weed religiously.
Wait, when is your mom's birthday?
March 11th.
Oh, mine's March 2nd. So she's a Pisces too.
Okay,
Yes.
my brother's is March 10th. Okay.
Let's go.
My dad's March 17th. Is that Pisces?
Oh, my dad's March 16th.
I think so.
Oh, word?
I think so, yeah.
Pisces all around us.
Let's go. Little fishies.
I like Pisces. One of my best friends is a Pisces. So.
I love that.
Gang, gang.
That's great.
My mom, dad, and sister are Pisces, I believe. They're all March. As a kid, I used to forget that I already had a birthday. I used to get really sad when everybody's birthday. It was birthday season.
Because they were like hanging together.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
February 4th. So like, but
It's
kids
still
have
kinda
short
remote.
memories.
Not even far off,
Kids
fam.
have short
I thought he was
memories.
going to say October.
Wait, this motherfucker was a month before. He had birthday season before
I
them.
was pissed.
He was like, I had a birthday right before you motherfuckers.
I thought he was going to say October.
They had to be
or
like,
something.
Chris, now remember it's your birthday now, and in a month.
You're one of those kids.
Oh, you was one of those
You're
kids?
one of those
Started
kids.
fucking-
He felt left out.
Jeez, you're
How did he get
Thank
left out? He was
I
the
see
first
you.
person to get a birthday
14
present
days ago.
in the year.
I get it. I hear you.
Yeah. It's my birthday's good because you're just having Christmas withdrawals, or you're just having like New Year's resolution withdrawals, and then you go.
Or like Valentine's, like you know.
Imagine being a kid being like, it's Valentine's close to my birthday. You'll be a weird ass kid. Did y'all do Valentine's? At what age was you doing Valentine's?
You didn't do Valentine's in
I
school?
did, but it was like Batman normal stuff. I didn't
have a Valentine or something.
No, I had hoes even.
Okay.
Even in like what y'all crazy? I had girls in kindergarten, fam.
And you didn't use Valentine's Day to get them?
I did, but I also didn't need that. You know what I'm saying? I was receiving all the Batman cards and stuff, and girls was writing like, "Would you be mine?" and stuff.
Hey, just letting you know, the ones that bought Batman cards, I don't know if those were the girls you thought they were.
Who was it?
Sounds like boys usually buy
they would buy the Batman cards and put your name on it for the boy they wanted. I don't know if you remember Valentine's correctly. Who buys you a fucking unicorn for Valentine's Day?
I could buy one set of Valentines for the whole class. You know?
Oh no, girls was giving me fam. You were getting one for the whole class. I was getting gifts to me. Fam, there's the difference. I was getting handwritten letters for girls that could barely write. Their parents were helping them at home write letters to me. Like, you sure you want to write this to him? And they was like, yeah, you kind of fly.
Really good memory.
I'm making it all up.
It's
very specific.
Very, very
Lots
vivid.
of details.
You guys didn't make like the shoe boxes?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, our class did
like
that.
on your
let
desk?
me tell you. One year, my dad helped me go off. Like, we went off. We made a whole, so it was like, usually you get a shoe box from your closet that's like you can reuse, and then you decorate it, you know, you put glitter on it, little hearts, whatever. My dad helped me custom make like a heart-shaped box from scratch for my Valentine's Day cards. And you remember when everybody would like walk by everyone's desks and go, and they put the lollipops, the little candies, the little cards and stuff like that. And I just remember my whole desk was covered in this big ass like custom-made heart. And I was like, mine is different than everybody else's. Mine is cooler.
Yeah, your dad's cool.
That's cool, right? Yeah. It was 1 year, though.
I didn't get all that. I don't even think I ever had a tissue box.
Do you remember Valentine's from like back in the day? Like one, she was like, oh my God, my favorite Valentine. I had Ashley Johnson, my kindergarten girlfriend.
Shout out to Ashley Johnson.
On the show. But she has the most basic generic name, so I can't find her in any capacity. I've looked for many years.
She's hiding.
I was like, Ashley Johnson, the most white first name and black last name, bitch. Where am I finding you at? I don't know. Really bothered me. But you want to shout anybody out?
For my Valentine's?
Yeah, from 3rd grade or 4th grade, you was like, yo.
Oh, yeah. I don't really think that I had any Valentines. I was very scared as a child. My mother raised me to fear to fear her hand, and I wasn't really allowed to like boys publicly.
Okay, publicly.
Look, I want to shout out Kendra Price, Jacqueline Compton.
Ooh, wow. Compton. Okay. Shit, Chris, where you grew up?
White girls? We sound like black
women. Where you grew up, Chris?
No, Kendra Price is a white girl, but
well, shout out to Kendra.
Jacqueline Compton. I don't know what Jacqueline Compton's ethnicity is.
Okay.
Mexican? Maybe?
Ethnic?
What?
What is she?
He's a
Mexican, I think.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, the boys got a little high. He was like,
no, I think for Christmas one year I got Jacqueline Compton the Backstreet Boys Sing Christmas CD.
Ooh.
So that kind of went all out.
Ooh, was that album good?
It was rich.
Maybe it was In Sync, the one with Merry Christmas and Happy.
Okay, I knew B2Ks. I didn't know NSYNCs I had. No? Why'd you leave me on this Christmas? Why'd you have... I grew up in an all-black community.
That
Fuck
is
y'all
a
for looking at me like
sad Christmas song.
Singing my DK and my girl. I still wrist. You know, Mario singing at his nose. Champagne spring.
What's happening?
That was the real album.
I had no idea that they had a holiday album.
Janae had her first placement ever on that album.
Wow.
It was Santa Baby. She sang that song. You can imagine, and it was the version I played in my house.
Let's go.
Y'all playing me right now. Y'all shitting on me.
No, I love holiday music. I love holiday music, and I will add that to my playlist.
No, you won't. I appreciate you lying to me.
I will try it. It sounds not that great, but that's probably because of
it's
your skills.
It's me. It's my singing. No shout outs though for like second grade.
No.
Nobody getting that love. I like it.
Who even remembers that? It's
Me.
Kind of weird.
I do remember. No, I have a crazy Valentine's Day story. I was low-key kind of playing though.
Ooh.
Okay.
In the 3rd grade? Kindergarten?
Not 3rd grade. I was a little bit older.
Okay.
But I remember one Valentine's Day I had 2 Valentines, and I didn't want to tell either one of them because I felt really bad. I felt really, really bad. And I remember it was like a group thing, and everybody went to the movies. And I was like, there was one that like I was kind of feeling. There was one that I kind of like accepted because he was like my friend, but he really liked me, and I didn't. The feelings were not mutual in that way. And so he goes to reach for my hand while we're at the movie theater and we're like holding hands. And I was like, this is kind of awkward. I'm not really into you like that, but I feel really bad. And the guy that was looking kind of feeling slipped his hand on the other side. And then we were holding hands and I was like,
you were in the same place with them?
Oh my God, I love it.
What is happening right now? I promise it didn't last for more than 2 minutes because I can't do this. I have like a really big heart and that stuff. Like I just can't. I can't. Like I was not made to be a player. I was not made to be a player. That moment was the last moment.
What movie is this anyway?
Right.
Do you remember the film?
No, I don't. I was like sweating. I felt so uncomfortable. I was like so sad. I was like, wait, this is not right.
The movies were such a social incubator in 7th grade in my
Did you ever like movie hop?
Oh yeah,
fuck yeah! That was the only way to do it. You bringing your snacks and shit. My fucking little cousin used to smuggle the most flaming hots you can find in the movie theater. Like he would bring hella shit, and I just felt like I was always scared. My parents made me super scared. So I'm like, it's illegal. We're gonna get caught.
Yeah, we're gonna get.
They're gonna arrest us. It's like, no, you're not, fam. They're gonna throw you out.
Would you stay for 2 movies, or were there different social groups in different theaters, and you wanted to hit them both?
You sound like you had a lot of friends.
It was just the movies went kind of wild. You know what I mean?
Kind of wild.
The movies were literally the only thing to do in my town. I mean, maybe.
For sure.
The movies were literally like the club when I was in 7th grade.
I get it though. The movies was popping because the movies is where kids go because it's dark. And you're like, oh, I could kiss her in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know. For me, it was more the thrill. I wouldn't even really watch the movies. It was just like, oh, this movie's ending. Let's see if we can sneak into another one.
Yeah.
And then we just like see how many we could get into without getting caught.
Didn't finish any of them.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just more the thrill, the fun of like doing that. That was like exciting.
I did that a couple of years ago and saw the end of Gemini Man. And I was like,
and you wanted your money back.
So happy I didn't pay for this.
Can I get my money back? They was like, you didn't pay for it. So he was like, all right.
Thank God.
Fuck. Okay, you called me.
Welcome to Wine and Weed.
Hey. You can go.
It's a new week. I'm Chris Reinacher, a.k.a. The Chronosaur, a.k.a. The Goop in Your Gap, a.k.a. La La La,
yeah,
a.k.a. The Elusive Moose,
yep.
a.k.a. I know I got new ones, and I said I'd use them, and I didn't memorize them before.
Aww.
Next time. And with me, as always,
hey, it's Sterling Steelo, Brim, a.k.a. Skateboard Steve, a.k.a. S to the beach on your vest to the breed, a.k.a. is that third leg, no, it's just me, a.k.a. Concerned Father, a.k.a. Black Mama, a.k.a. RP Black Mamba, a.k.a. Stevenson, Stallington, and last but not least, your Uncle Elroy. And with us this week, who was with us last week, Miss Kayla Nicole. Here back again. The people loves you, girl. Hey, why you throwing up neighborhood crip on this show? You better calm down with that gangbanging shit.
Gang.
Okay, that's cool. That's better.
A rousing call from the audience, by the way. The audience loved you, and we're like, I hope Kayla's back, so I hope you're happy.
Look at you.
Freaking back this week.
We back.
And we're back this week with a very special guest, an award-winning, multi-platinum songwriter and singer, Miss Becky G.
Becky G, a.k.a. Rebecca Marie Gomez, a.k.a. Young Becky from the Block. What's good?
Bars.
You guys can't do it, and then I can't.
Yeah, no, we love it. We encourage it.
I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. I was really looking forward to this. I know that for a second we've been trying to get here to do this, and I feel like the timing is always perfect. So I'm happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you. And if you don't know about this show, what we do is we will, now you're not partaking in the weed aspect of the show, but what we'll be doing is smoking a little weed, drinking a little wine, and talking about the week and what's going on in the world. And we're just excited to have you.
I love it. Thank you.
It'll be a lot of fucking fun and some stupid ass articles.
Yeah, we have some pretty dumb articles this week. There's some interesting things that happen in the world this week.
We live in the world.
Wait, I got a question. Where do we find our articles?
Ooh.
What are the sources?
I like it. I feel like you're a research-oriented person, credible. And I like that.
Very credible sources.
Yeah, we sometimes get, the traditional CNNs, the BBCs, the Associated Presses of the world.
The Fox News.
And then sometimes we also get the the rare.uk.
We get random articles that we're like
local news articles,
and they're fun. Those ones are fun, but yeah,
things we find on Twitter.
We source them from pretty credible places. It's not us just taking our time and making up articles. Like, this would be funny, wouldn't it?
There will occasionally be an article where we're like, wait, what? And then we try to research it, and there's no more information. But let's get into the stories of the week.
Let's go.
First article of the day: Texas man drives car dealership loaner to rob bank so he can buy BMW.
Smart.
50-year-old Texas man Eric Dion Warren has been arrested after he drove a car dealership loaner to a bank, which he then proceeded to rob so that he could purchase a BMW. Federal prosecutors revealed in a press release that Warren was able to rob the bank and put down a down payment on the car using the stolen money, which is either a very confident or very stupid move. He was sentenced to 20 years behind bars on Tuesday, although he attempted his audacious heist back in 2019. Wow.
Oh, real?
So this has been like a plan.
Yeah.
So did he get caught?
And when did he put down a down payment? Like, is that recently he put down a down payment?
Let me scroll and get the details. Hold on.
I was just saying, like, did he put down the money immediately after robbing the bank, or did he wait until now to put down the money and that's how they caught him?
Well, he said when he arrived at the bank, he put a note and an empty paper bag on the counter and then said, "This is a fucking robbery." This is the article. "Play with me and die. I want $10,050 and $100 bills. Now you got 1 minute or I'll kill you." This is not answer your question.
He wanted $10,050. He just wanted the down payment
and an empty paper bag.
He was very specific.
Yeah.
I think that's a great ad for the car because he had to have it. He was like,
what fucking car did he even put the money down for?
This drive's amazing. I got to go to the bank and rob it.
How is his credit that he had to put the 10 racks down? Did he get like an I-8 or something? Like, his credit sound trash as fuck. They're like, we need $10,000 from you, fam.
Maybe he was just like, I can only do the monthly payments if I put $10K down.
Okay, you get them down a little bit.
But I don't have that $10K to put down. I could afford the monthly payment after that, but I need to put something down. What if I just robbed a bank?
Also, why would you use the loaner car? Why would you couldn't find no other car to be like, yo, let's go rob the bank with my homie car and I'll let him drive the cars on weekends or some shit. I don't fucking know. But why would you use a loaner car that probably has BMW on the side, the license plates from they shit, and like it's the easiest car to track?
Yeah. Also, did he buy wouldn't you want to come back to the BMW dealership and buy a different car?
Did the car he had on loan, was it under his name?
Well, they don't provide that many details here at Complex. I don't know if they did their research.
If that loan car wasn't under his name,
okay,
then maybe they can't prove that it was him in the car when it took place. So then it does make sense for him to use a loan car, not his homie's car.
He still robbed the bank.
He still robbed the bank. It's messed up no matter what. And the fact that he attempted this in 2019 is also kind of wild.
Yeah, he really good at saving money.
He really he could have, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, he really wanted to steal the money to then get the money for the car.
And then, for you to, steal 10 racks during the pandemic and for you not to be in stocks or NFT right now is just crazy.
But see, not everybody has the access.
I'm joking. I'm just more saying, your first thing, you fuck the access. You're robbing a bank.
Yeah.
And for you to be like, I have the check you guys requested for me to get this car means your priorities are already fucked up.
Yeah.
They're fucked up.
You think it was the plan before he went into the dealership that I'm going to get this car? Is it literally on a test drive or is he on a lease? It's on a test drive. Doesn't somebody from the...
They riding with you like, nigga, what you doing?
I feel like not always. Some places they're like, I'll keep your ID. I'll keep your ID or whatever. Whatever, your passport until... Yeah.
The dumbest part about all of this is that the police also found a painted pellet gun resembling a real handgun when they arrested Warren. So he's out here. He'd even have a real gun.
But you can get the same amount of time for a pellet gun, can't you?
Yes, you can.
If you're using that shit. So that's stupid. Just take the real fucking gun in or don't take in any gun and just put your finger on your shit and say, give it. Like the old school motherfuckers. Give me your shit.
Willing to die for a BMW.
Yeah, no, I don't think
what
that's
kind of BMW?
What BMW
does it say what kind?
It doesn't.
Was it an old
we gotta
school
we gotta test drive it because it sounds like you gotta have it.
It doesn't say which kind of BMW it was.
But it also sounds like he had the pellet gun with him. So
no offense, there is no BMW out there I'm willing to spend 20 years behind bars for.
I don't even like BMW.
It doesn't
that much.
exist.
Literally.
I like M6.
My first car was a BMW though, actually, but they're just really hard to maintain.
Oh, the biggest swaggy fuck it. My first car was a BMW.
It was an older
one.
Don't
stun on us, fam.
It was an older one. I was in high school. What year was that?
You got a BMW in high school?
Yeah, but it
Swag
wasn't. It was
low key baller.
That's
I like
baller
that.
as fuck.
I felt very cool.
Did you have 2 dudes at Valentine's Day too?
No, I didn't. I used to be a nun. But the car was older. I did feel cool though in high school. I did with my little Beamer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
First
Right.
car?
My first car was a Toyota 4Runner, and I still have it.
Ooh, I like it.
That's dope.
You still have it?
Yeah, my little brother drives it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like
Use
that.
it to the wheels fall off. I don't know where my car is now.
Oh yeah, it's a good car.
My first car does sound really cool. It was a Mercedes-Benz, but it was an 85 Mercedes-Benz.
That's a good year for Benz.
Big body
and
Benz.
and it was like, and it was 2004 or something. So it was like, it felt like an old, nice car.
My first car was when I bought a fucking car when I moved out here and got some money to buy a car. Bought a Jeep Wrangler. And it was horrible.
That's your
Motherfucker
first
was
car?
bouncing like this.
Shaky. Sometimes they're shaky.
That was my first car I owned, yes.
Oh, got you.
Oh,
That's
okay.
awesome.
I didn't get a car from my parents.
Yeah.
No, guys. So don't shit on me too hard. No, we didn't have that.
This was my grandma car. My grandma passed down. My grandma was like, I'm going to get a new old person car.
What'd she get?
Take my old one. She's probably like a Cadillac. I always think old people love Cadillacs.
My dad had an Eldorado. I remember that shit growing up, and that was some pimping ass
That's
shit on the
wild.
west side of Chicago. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I don't know if it was that good of a car either. I just thought my dad got a Cadillac. That's crazy. Did you cheerlead? Were you a flyer?
No.
I mean,
I tried once.
You tried to
I
be a flyer?
So I did a show once, like a radio show, and there was like a contest of like what dance team, school, high school, cheerleading team, dance team can be like Becky G's backup dancers for like a song or something. It was super cool.
It is cool.
And I remember it was like a cheerleading squad that came through. They won. And it was like in conjunction with this radio station, and we did a rehearsal. They're like, "You're so little, we could totally throw you up. Like, you should just try it." And I was like, "Oh my god, no
You didn't do
way!"
it?
Oh
You didn't try
no,
it?
I did it.
Oh,
I
did
tried.
you?
Oh yeah.
They had the pads
It's
down
scary,
everything?
yo. Your legs are shaking.
Did they teach
like,
you beforehand? Like,
yeah, like you gotta lock your knees out.
Yeah.
And you see, my legs are already short, so it's like.
And you have to have no
short.
neck when you go up. You gotta just make yourself compact for no reason. They make your shoulders go up into your ears.
It's just so you're like one piece. You know what I mean?
I know all the moves.
Not like just like this dangling doll, but yeah, it just you have to like stick it basically, right?
And they caught you though.
But you did it. You did good.
Yeah, no, we were fine. I mean, I'm here, right?
Yeah.
I didn't break anything, so I was super lucky. But no, I never cheerleaded or anything like that growing up. Yeah, we didn't. I mean, those are things low key. It's like really expensive. Like shout out to parents who
Oh my
really
gosh, so expensive.
support their kids through things like that.
So
Because
expensive.
it's very expensive.
Didn't think we would get into the financial status of cheerleading, but this is such a real fucking thing. Because I remember the cheerleading girls in school always being like, we got to pay for, they didn't get the
Competition.
same funding. Yeah,
Fun-
the competition.
fundraisers.
But then their uniforms, I think they were covered for like one, and they needed like home and away. They were covering their own. And we were like, we honestly, no offense, again, we appreciated them. But I don't know if there's ever been a basketball player in the world that's been like, nigga, we lost because the cheerleaders wasn't there.
Right.
That's who I'm blaming the goddamn my game on. The cheerleaders.
But it's also like it's athletic in itself, right? So it's like a whole other sport
Completely.
happening at the same
they should-
time.
No, it's great in their own sport. Is what I'm saying. I'm
I
saying
get
like
you, I
when
get
they're at
you.
the games and like they're paying extra to go to home and away games.
Yeah, I get you.
Then you're like,
I
yo,
get
we
you.
don't necessarily know if there's a difference in us playing. So they kill it in their own competitions and their own like shit is
But
dope.
that's why like sometimes the games are like rehearsals, preparing for like.
Yeah,
True,
and it's
true,
like an
true.
opportunity to get in front of an audience
Yeah.
as well.
They really should be treated like student athletes. I mean, even at the collegiate level, they're not paid. They don't get stipend. Like they have to pay for
But
their whole
they get
season.
scholarships. They do. They
I think
1,000%
like,
get
partially. I think it
scholarships.
depends on the school. I have a cousin who is in cheer, so and every time I look up, she's
What
like, "Hey, I'm
school?
selling T-shirts to raise money." UNLV.
Oh, word.
So I think that I don't think it's full.
She's just a scam artist in Las Vegas, fam. That's what she's getting you on.
Why would you come on my cousin like that?
Had to.
No, but
Sorry,
cheerleading is
cousin,
no
if
joke.
you're listening.
Right, cheerleading is no joke. I used to be a gymnast growing up, and I
also
yes,
hard.
yeah. Shout out to all the gymnasts because that's
Can you still flip?
absolutely. You don't ever lose that. I could still do the splits. I could still do a back handspring.
two more
I started when I was
shots
like
of tequila
5.
after this.
Yeah, right.
We're all gonna be flipping.
Make me one more drink, babe. I'll do the splits on the table. But yeah, gymnastics is tough. I forgot what I was saying.
No, cheerleading and gymnastics is really like
really
if you're. We had 3 different teams. We had a cheerleading team, Pom Pom team. I don't know if y'all had Pom Pom. That was like the girls that was like a little more bouncy.
Yeah, they do like
a little sass. And
like at the black colleges, like the
black
song.
colleges. And but then we had a guys and dolls team too, and those were more of like classically trained like. Oh, wow. But we have a little more sass. Like all the gay guys in our school were on Guys and Dolls.
Dope.
Because it's called Guys and Dolls. And,
that's hard. This is your high school?
Yeah, my high school. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh no, my high school was popping.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Is it a performing arts school?
No, it was like it's the #1 academic school in Chicago. So people, it was everyone wanting to go to that school for academics and athletics. So like we were known for our good ass basketball team and baseball team too. So everyone just tried to go to the school. So you got the best of the best in all departments.
I think it should be a TV show.
The Weeknd is boycotting the Grammys. I will no longer allow my label to submit my music. In the lead up to the Grammys this Sunday, The Weeknd announced he will no longer let his label submit his music. He will boycott the awards from now on. In a statement shared with the New York Times, The Weeknd said he will boycott the Grammys because of the secret committees. Despite all the critical and commercial acclaim his most recent album, After Hours, received, the Recording Academy failed to nominate the record or its #1 single, Blinding Lights, for a single award. Ooh.
I mean, all right. I mean, cool. No, I don't know if I necessarily will agree with the reasoning behind. I guess he's saying just from a critical standpoint of like the music he's putting out that he believes is good enough to be nominated. And I think it is good enough to be nominated. But I also thought that there was more of a more, I guess, cultural reason for him boycotting the Grammys. I think the narrative that has been going on throughout time, and then obviously this year I posted something yesterday that was from CNN that said they did studies to show, they need to do studies to show this, but there's studies to show that people of color don't get nominated for the top actual honors at the Grammys for, I think, over the last whatever years. I mean, I think forever, obviously, because if you say 20, it's going to still go back and you're going to be like more and more.
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny in these studies, but I think that is something that a lot of people of color feel. So for The Weeknd to boycott it, he has still with a lot of different groups in the past that have oppressed groups in the past, and he has tried to be on, I would say, the right side of history as much as he can. I thought he was boycotting the Grammys for more of that conversation of like, you know what, people of color haven't been honored the way they should be at the Grammys, so I'm going to just remove my music from even being, a distraction, because I don't even want to continue to get upset at this. I for one do, think that there needs to be another metric of for artists to, who don't necessarily fit the Grammys criteria to be nominated. But at the same time, for yourself being an artist, I would love to know what you think.
Yeah, do artists really care?
I honestly, I think you have a really solid point. But then there's a counter to that, right? Which is we just watched Megan and Cardi, two incredibly talented Black women, share the stage together, put on a badass performance. And we talk about representation being so important. And that's a huge milestone for both of them. And so to say that they shouldn't have done that, I think is also going against the movement. So I think to each their own really needs to decide what is them using their voice to better the movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I wonder, would The Weeknd be making this stance if he was nominated, if he was winning Grammys? Like, would it be this whole ordeal? Or is it just only for himself? You know what I mean? Like,
that's my question.
Is it beyond?
And I don't want to say it's ego either, because there has been times, and there's Grammys, there's Latin Grammys, right? And even there being two separations, like Latin music has become one of the biggest, most
if not the biggest
mainstream
music right now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And thank God Selena Quintanilla is being like honored tonight for an incredible just achievement. The fact that she's no longer here and is still recognized as such a person who has really just been that representation that a lot of people have needed. Absolutely. In music and just overall in the world, and the inspiration that comes with that. I think it's just in Spanish, we say like cuando le conviene, like when it's convenient. When it's convenient for whatever reason, the system, when it's convenient for them to recognize because it's politically correct or whatever. And so I think it's good that artists challenge that sometimes. Yeah. And I think that, when people come from that place, I can't speak for The Weeknd because I'm not him. I am my own artist. And I think that there has been times where I feel responsibility to not just think from myself and think from my ego and be like, well, man, that's messed up that I didn't, get nominated or whatever, because it's happened to me before with the Grammys, particularly with Latin Grammys. And so for me, it was more like a shot to women in general, because the things that I had achieved were for all women in Latin music. You know what I mean? So I actually feel you on what you said about the stance that maybe he took, and from that position. But like I said, I'm not him, so I can't speak to that. But I think there's two sides to it. And I think that both sides can progress the movement as long as it's voiced. I think it's important that we say why we're here and why we're making the decision that we're making. You know what I mean?
Do you think there's a problem that like it's constantly the oppressed group having to conform to the people in charge? So of course it is two sides, and we can look at it and say, well, yeah, Meg and Cardi just shared the stage. That's amazing. And it is amazing. I'm happy for both of them that fucking killed it. But also, like, it hasn't always been, I'm okay with you as long as you're entertaining me. I'm okay with you as long as you're entertaining me and I can monetize it. But that doesn't mean I still have to honor you the same way. It doesn't mean I have to still respect you the same way. That just means that, hey, you're a jester, you're a tap dancer, you're this thing I want. So that's when it becomes kind of blurred.
And that's deep. That's really deep.
It becomes kind of blurry. You're like, okay, well, yeah, I want to help progress this thing, but will this thing ever get to a place where there's equality, or are we constantly just faking progression
to prove that we're enough?
For them, and they're just like, well, we'll make you feel as though you're getting closer in the race, but are you?
But Drake said something at the Grammys, right? And he said we play in an opinion-based sport. And that's really what it comes down to. And like you said, maybe it's not so specific to like the depths that you're reaching right now, which I do think is actually part of what's going on. Like, that's just how I feel. And look, I'll never know what it's like to be Black in America ever. Ever. But as, part of the minority community and what that feels like, and with Latin music being, as big as it is now, and now people want to cross over and do Spanish music. They want Spanish features on their songs. And it's like, it does make you question why.
Of course.
Why?
Yeah.
But it's not even a real question.
It's a trend.
You know why? It's because they can benefit from it.
Though,
Absolutely.
it's like how we use these opportunities, right? Because like this is what we're doing. We're using each other.
Yes.
But it's about using each other in the right ways.
Yes.
Using each other in the right ways and with respect.
Yeah.
And I don't think that everybody always has the best of intentions. And I think it's important that, we recognize that. But it sucks that responsibility always falls on the minority community to have to educate the other person, to have to suss them out and be like, wait, are you a real one? Are you not? You know what I mean? It's hard. It's kind of like this, smoke and mirrors type of thing where it's like, okay, I'm doing my thing. I'm progressing. I'm doing a really great job, but can I trust you? That's hard. That's a really tough position to be in.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's again, it's great that we can look up now. We say, oh, we get one. Like I joke with him all the time, and I'll say, hey, it's great that you can go in for the white stoner who is from this part of LA for a role in acting. Nigga, I'm just going in for the Black guy. There's one Black guy. I'm just going in for the Black guy. So it's great that, we are getting honored now at the Grammys, and a lot of people are getting honored now at the Grammys, but you're still finding yourself in maybe one category versus 7 categories when you should be in 7 categories.
Right.
Like, you're like, okay, I guess I'm happy I'm getting this one, but this is still, I guess, progression, but how far?
But they also did make a whole nother Latin Grammys.
But that's not a good thing.
Mean anything?
That's not a good.
It's
you're segregating again and saying,
just asking.
You're not worthy. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, right?
Well,
so
like,
you're not
is
worthy
that what
of
you
a
want
real
to have
Grammy.
a whole different like?
I don't think we should have a Black Grammys. I think we should have our own version of the Black Grammys, if anything, or people of color Grammys, and not let them, because like she said, you're in an opinion-based sport, and at the end of the day, what I say, the people who get to tell history are the victors. Whoever gets to tell history is the person who wins.
I think that's changing, though. I think there's a really beautiful transition that's happening right now, and I say beautiful in a very dark way, because it's a dark beauty that we're experiencing and have been experiencing for a very, very long time as a society. And so I agree with you, and I think that it's weird. It's like it's the yin and yang factor. You know what I mean? It's that balance. It's like there is darkness in the light, and there's light in the darkness, in the sense of we've come a long way, but it's also important to acknowledge that there's still very long ways to go.
And it's also important to acknowledge why there is a long way to go.
Right.
You can't just say, "Oh, there's a long way to go." It's like also we have to acknowledge why.
There's a whole ass list of things that we can do.
Yeah. So just like you said, it's opinion-based sport. It's like if your committee is still majority white, then you're going to continue to find the same problems within the music.
Right. So if it's still majority men.
That as well.
We're still going to have women being
oppressed groups, women as well. Yeah. So it's like if your majority are the people who they feel as though a man's world is the victim, whatever, but then you're going to continue to face the same problems. And 100%. Then you're still at the hand of their mercy of them saying, oh, well, we gave women 3. You guys are still complaining?
Right.
And it's like, we deserve fucking it all. Give up, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever, you feel me.
So when the Weeknd says, sorry to keep on going on this.
I love it.
I've been thinking about when the Weeknd says he got really specific. He didn't say it was like because of a larger systematic. He said it's because of secret committees. So that just also kind of makes me like, is he implying that the secret committees are racist? And like, I mean, I have seen essentially... I've seen people suck up to the Hollywood foreign press, and there's a good example of that with Emily in Paris being nominated in Netflix because they essentially have secret committees. Essentially, Emily in Paris paid their business expenses for the Hollywood foreign press who does the Golden Globes.
Wow.
And they came, that was realized that they basically gave them like, I think it's like millions of dollars of expenses.
I think the writer of Emily in Paris was the one who exposed them, right?
I don't know.
I think she was like offended, but I think she initially went and pitched the music.
That's not good.
I think she initially went and pitched the TV show to Netflix as an Indian girl or a person of color. They denied it. Then she came back, had somebody else pitch it as a white girl, and they picked it up.
Are you serious?
She talks about it on Twitter all the time. Like she shits on the show, and she wrote the show.
Oh, I've never.
That is wild.
And now I'm devastated that I even watched it. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
She shits on it all the time. And then she has a joke about it in her bio of like, oh no, I really wrote the show. And
it sucks.
Yeah, and she's like, it's funny.
Wow. It's funny, but it's not like.
But I guess to get back to secret committees. So that's a bit of a secret committee. Like, is this happening in those worlds? Because I think, of course, anybody who's like, I do an award show for a living, Chris. Because award show is bullshit.
You can't be that naive. These committees are not even secret committees. He's talking. He's talking to the masses more, saying like, "Hey, person over in Middle America that doesn't know this is going on." But I think if you live in the industry or you're around it, even in this means 6 degrees of separation, then there are powers that be in all of these different industries that you have to go through, and a lot of them don't necessarily look like us.
Are these, let's say that we live in some fucking post-racial world, are these inevitable in any sense? Like, does this happen in the Latin Grammys? Does this happen in the fictional Black Grammys? Like, is it inevitable that corruption is gonna fucking happen with people who just put on award shows?
I thought fictional Black Grammys was funny. I don't know. Like, fictional Black Grammys. It will never happen.
Early we were talking about if Black people had a Grammys. Yeah, I knew you were gonna go, well, the Black Grammys don't exist.
In like, just from a general perspective, like, just like things, back then that served us, today and age no longer serve us. I just think there needs to be a really hard look at why things are the way they are.
Yes.
I think it's really about, and everyone's perspective is so different. Like, that's one thing that I know for a fact. Everyone's views on things is so different. If there's anything that this pandemic has shown, because people are actually home and they don't have any other things to do but to see what is happening in the world, it's really showed that everyone's position in this is so different. A lot of people talk about racism, but they don't talk about privilege. I don't hear the word privilege enough when we speak about racism and discrimination. I'm privileged. I'm a light-skinned Latina. You know what I mean? So yeah, I get discriminated sometimes because I'm Mexican. My family's Mexican. I've been called you people, they people. But like I said earlier, I'll never know what it's like to be Black in America. So I have to recognize my privilege. I can't just be like, well, my pain hurts more, or my pain is just as much. I'll never know what that's like.
I think that's what he's even saying, almost like, I mean, even if we look within our own community, in every community, there's going to be privilege within those communities as well.
And that's what I'm saying. It's recognizing your position in things and really taking a hard look at the person in the mirror. because that's all you can control. You can't control the people around you. You can't change a whole system by yourself.
It's how can you use your privilege against the system.
Exactly. It's how can you start with you. It's actually so simple, and that's why I think it's really hard because it's really overwhelming. I mean, I was so overwhelmed. I cried so much, and then I felt guilty for crying because I'm like, why? My pain, whatever I'm feeling right now, could not compare to what Breonna Taylor's family is feeling, or any parent who has lost a child to police brutality, or just overall to kids being separated, from their parents, living in cages right now because of what's going on with our immigration system. Like, I'll never know what that's like. I'm privileged. And although some of my privilege has come with very hard work and a lot of sacrifice, also, like I said, my walk home looks a lot different than my friends who have darker skin complexion. So challenging yourself and looking in the mirror and saying, what can I do? What can I do? It does. It starts with you, and it's that simple. And if it's just you, it's not like you have to have millions and millions of followers. It's not like you have to have, a seat at the table at the academies of whatever, the Grammys, the Golden Globes, the, whatever's of award shows. I really think it's just like, what you feel in your heart is the right stance to take. For the Weeknd, it was saying I'm boycotting the Grammys. For Cardi and Megan, it was I'm performing at the Grammys because us being here is very important as Black women. Then that's what they're going to do. And I can respect that, and I still support it because I think it's important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it does happen, even in the Latin world. A lot of people, there's one thing that I've been recognizing a lot of, I've been in a couple pitches. I'm working on a lot of things in film and TV on the backside of things behind the scenes because we're in the middle of a pandemic. Your girls got to keep working. I love being creative. And a lot of people say, the Latinos, the Blacks, the gay community. And it always, for some reason, never sat well with me when people separate Latinos and Blacks. Because then to say Latinos and Blacks eliminates that there's even an Afro-Latino community.
I was just gonna say that
ethnicity and race are two very different things. You know what I mean? So you can be Dominican, you can be Puerto Rican, you can even be Mexican and still be Black.
Yeah.
They're two very different things. Yeah. And we have, and I can speak to it because I am Latina and I've seen it firsthand, we are so quick to be racist even within our own community.
But that's because also those communities have been pitted against each other within
100%.
When you even think about it, I was just speaking on this show 2 weeks ago, and I was saying how it is difficult for some Black people to argue or to openly, publicly express stop the Asian hate, not because they don't believe it. They're an oppressed group. They'd be fucking crazy not to stand with other oppressed groups. I think it's because Asians haven't openly stood with Black Lives Matter and with Black people. And I'm not saying that at the end of the day, I did say at the end of the day, they are not our oppressor. So we should still be right there standing with them and say, this is what's right. But I do understand the argument because these groups have been pitted against each other.
And I could say the same thing when our, our fruit stand and our paletero mans are being attacked by the Black community. I don't want to generalize. Let's stop generalizing communities because the reason this is part of the system's working, right, is to separate us because they know we're minority communities. But when we come together, we are the majority. It's actually that simple. Yeah. So the goal is to separate us. It is to confuse us with, like I said, the smoke and mirrors and say, no, it's you, when really it's them.
Of course.
And it's us being, and for different reasons. And that's why if we want to get into a war of whose pain is worse than the other and I always say, I'm like, our land as Mexicanos, it was stolen from us. LA was Mexico. Like it's literally like Placita Olvera. It's our land.
I mean, it's still
but
everywhere.
We also have Black individuals who were stolen from their land to come here to be enslaved. It's a history that you can literally dive into and learn something new about every single day for the rest of your life and still not know exactly everything that's taken place.
And that's because the victor writes history.
Absolutely.
That's because the victor writes history.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks.
It does.
And just to add in is that also from the very first indentured servants and slaves becoming free, they gave poor white people not as much power as rich white people, but enough to be slightly more than Black people to create a competition between them. So then they focus on being racist and better without thinking the fact that they're being exploited as well. So it's the whole fucking thing runs on racism.
Trying to say y'all oppressed too? What's going on, Sugar?
I'm saying that poor white people are even the majority of white people. Like,
no, the system is so strategic. It is so strategic.
When people say the system is broken, I say it is not.
It
was built for a person and it works for that person.
It's strategic.
Those people who stormed that Capitol were like the core of like that fear that the whole thing runs on, to put everybody against each other. And not realize that we are the majority. The people who care about everybody are the majority.
Yeah, and then we can go into a whole conversation about a bunch of other things, right? Of what the system encourages and also what it feeds, which is like generational wealth. And like here we are. You had a BMW.
Yeah.
Like in high school. Like no, straight up. We're sitting in a beautiful home.
Yeah.
Like these are things we work for, our families work for. These are things that like it's not to flex.
Right.
It's just what it was. But it feels like we shouldn't have had these things, or like why just now? You know what I mean? Like why just our generation? There's a lot of things to question for sure, and it could the whole episode of this.
The whole episode.
We gotta talk about
season.
cheerleading.
Oh,
Okay,
let's
Chris,
go.
we heard you.
As George Floyd's family settles suit against Minneapolis for $27 million. This settlement is one of the largest of its kind, but it
I think it is the largest, right?
It's
In the
so
state.
far.
Yes,
I think
one
the
of the largest of
second-
its kind. Yeah.
The first before this one was I think 20 million.
Do you think that $27 million makes it okay?
No, I don't think it makes
Never.
it
No,
okay.
I'm sorry. Let me take that back, because it obviously doesn't make it okay. If your family member is killed, does $27 million help comfort you, heal the pain? Does it make it any better? Are you doing better now because they gave you $27 million?
This is not against George Floyd. This is me speaking about my family. It just depends on which family member I'm talking about for $27 million. I'm joking, but no, for the George Floyd thing, in all seriousness, no, fuck no. Like, I don't think this family goes away and says, "Oh, $27 million, everything is fixed."
Never.
I think that no matter what, a life was taken and there's no price you can put on that life. And then secondly, I think there's still just too many issues within the system. You paying me doesn't necessarily feel like you're fixing the problem. It looks like you're telling me to shut up.
Right. And how do you even come up with this number? I'm just not. I don't understand how they come up with
To
20
be the
million,
most
25,
of all time. To
30,
be the most.
Yeah. Why?
Because it's $1 million over the last one, right? They just did it to be the most.
Even then, like there's no dollar amount that could ever.
No.
There's no
No.
dollar amount that could ever bring someone back. There's no dollar amount that could ever make it right.
Yep.
You know? I do think though there is, to me, this is just the kind of person I am, and this is I feel even weird speaking to things like this, but just even recently there was a young Latina woman that was like killed in a car crash from a 17-year-old who was like driving a Lamborghini, and like because of money there was a delay in what this kid's actions, the repercussions that could come for this kid's actions driving a Lamborghini at 17 years old with no license, and a young Latina girl was killed in the process of that. And so money can do a lot of things, right? Can manipulate a lot of things.
I saw this.
But
His dad's a millionaire.
I also think though it'd be interesting to see, what George Floyd's family does with the money. And I would really hope that there's some portions of that are going towards continuing the movement, because maybe this fight is not a fight that we can win. As a society, the people who support the movement, who really want to help push it forward, maybe George Floyd's, like I never believe anyone's pain should go in vain, ever. I think there's always a lesson to be learned in everyone's pain. And so I would really hope that there's an opportunity to, continue the movement in another way, because maybe the system is still too flawed for them to win in the ways that we want George Floyd's family to win.
My problem is, I agree with you. My problem with this kind of is timing, always timing. They know that the actual criminal suit and the criminal trial is coming up. They know that they've also, this was something we covered in the headlines, they are actually paying influencers within Minneapolis to kind of help show more evidence. I don't know what evidence we need other than the fucking video, but evidence to say that
This program was discontinued, but it was an initiative.
It was initially gonna pay influencers to basically show minority communities why Derek Chauvin was innocent.
To improve communication between the police and the community.
So for me, I also, with you paying
suspicious
this much money, I think what you will find are the people who have the swing vote of this. Will you say the swing vote of this will say, well, now you've paid them. What else more can you want?
Right, and then
he was doing his job.
We know and we know how contracts work, right? There's terms and conditions that come. There's things that come with a dollar amount like that, and it's okay. Well, after you take this, you can no longer speak to this, or maybe you can't say XYZ about this situation, or what. There comes conditions, you know. There comes terms that you agree to, and so it'll be interesting to see. Like again, we're not his family. We don't know. Necessarily know, and it'd be interesting to see if any of that is actual like public documentation for people to be able to maybe have a say in it and see what they think about it. But
it was settled in court, right? It wasn't settled out of court. Is it like a settlement, or is it like a did they sue them? Is it a settlement?
It's a settlement.
It's a settlement.
Minneapolis pays its settlements out of a fund for legal payouts and workers' compensation claims.
Also, who pays this? Taxpayers.
Literally, workers.
We paid this as well.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's
their
crazy.
Taxes. Yeah,
that's wild.
The police who are already overfunded don't have to pay this out of their fucking fund.
It's sad, man. No.
This is supposed to be a comedy show. It normally is. I can promise you. We do jokes and shit, but yeah.
The 27 million, like you're right. It can matter. It cannot matter at all. What really I think matters is if like accountability is taken and if this guy gets charged.
Absolutely.
And this guy better fucking
is.
get charged. And so you're just saying it's ammo for the people who will be like, but they got 27 million.
I think also it's not.
That's what you're saying.
Even just ammo.
I see what you mean.
I think it's just, hey, they're picking and choosing where they want to win and lose, right? If they agree that he is criminally wrong, then there are so many other cases that other police officers now who may continue these actions, who have done this traditionally, will have to be criminally charged, right? So then you say, okay, if we set a precedence and say, hey, this dude's wrong and he should go down for murder or whatever the fuck it is. Now you're saying all these other officers have to go down for the same thing. So if we pay you out and we're okay then with saying he's innocent with the criminal charge, now we can continue our bullshit we've been on for many years.
No one really ever faces
I think the one way to get cops to act right is hit them where it hurts the most, which is their personal pockets. They're saying basically that activists have suggested legislation that required officers to carry their own liability insurance with premiums that could rise after cases of misconduct. So you fuck up,
niggas have crazy insurance.
Yeah, that's a really whose idea is that?
Look, activists.
That's a good idea.
What was interesting too, I'm looking up the numbers as we're talking about this, and
facts.
But this is what is so startling. So let me find the numbers. Hold on 1 second.
I don't want my personal insurance to go up.
Yeah.
So I'll treat people with respect.
Your deductible? Can you pay a deductible for killing a motherfucker? That's crazy. Nigga, I pay $500. I killed a nigga.
This goes well with our live stream cop cam idea, which I still
want to do chat roulette for cops though. So it just goes to different cop cams at all time. But so we all will have.
There was
access.
a show called Live PD. And then they
but that was edited. That was just cops too.
Edited.
No, Live
Live
PD was cops.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm done. What I'm saying though is like even then it was turned into entertainment.
But cops was still edited. No, I'm not.
But that's what we're saying. Cops is good entertainment.
As much as surveillance, like we the people need more access. I hate when they're things are deleted. They're saying, the footage was deleted. They're saying, his body cam wasn't working today. They're giving you every excuse other than us having access to it.
We have live feed technology.
There's
some Minority Report shit. You see the movie?
Yeah, no. You know, it's crazy though because it's true, and that's what's so wild about this generation, right? Is because of social media. I feel like I can trust what's on there more than I can even trust what's on the news. You know, and that's like some real shit. Like,
whoa,
when people say
Becky
G,
good
like,
analysis.
No,
that's great.
It's really hard. It's really hard to trust, and so I'd rather trust
real.
what I'm seeing within like the people that I follow, the people, and that's what gets really hard, right? Because it's like, okay, but am I only seeing one side of it? Like, you have, like I said, you have to challenge yourself and making sure that you're doing the research, you're getting all of the right information. But it's hard to trust anything these days, and it's what gets traumatizing is, of course, you're going to trust the live, uncut, raw video of witnessing someone's death in real time when it's on Facebook Live, when it's on IG Live. When you see the video, the uncomfortable video of George Floyd literally dying, saying, I can't breathe. That is where, I'm sorry, you can't question that. You cannot. There's no way to say, well, I don't know. At that point, like, this time has been so revealing for me and people that I spend time with, the people that I consider friends and acquaintances, because I was just like, are you really going to challenge that? I have an uncle who was a cop for a very, very long time. And I have very honest conversations with him because I was curious. I wanted to know. And a lot like what happens in the policing system with the sheriff's departments and with things like that, you know, I can only speak to LA because I grew up here in LA. And even me, I was a good kid. I didn't do anything bad. Would I still get hella nervous when I would see a cop car or sheriff's car pull up next to us? Hell yeah. Why? Because we were brown. Why? Because we were in Inglewood. Why? Because maybe we shouldn't be out at this time. That's just how it is. It literally is systemic. It's how the system is made, right? But it's like schools, just like school districts. You go to school in Beverly Hills, even a public school is going to have more to offer than a public school in Inglewood. That's just the truth. Because it's like districts, right? So the things that are being taught, it's like it has to change. There's no question about it. And if it's not even in a position that is willing to change, then it just has to come down. And it's coming down now already. It's coming down.
That's to me is the answer. Is at the end of the day, when you look at these things, you can go about them and you can go into a house all day and say, hey, maybe I should do these walls over, or maybe it just needs new floors. If the foundation itself is not concrete, the foundation itself is not firm in place, it doesn't fucking matter what wall you put up. It doesn't matter what you change around. It's not gonna uphold. It's not gonna be.
It might look pretty for 1 or 2 years.
Man, it's looked pretty for a long time.
That's stucco.
That's stucco trash, but we had that growing up.
Well, Minneapolis actually did defund the police.
Yes.
And that's a huge step. But
so a lot of police are leaving the force. I had this conversation with a Minnesota native this week.
You're moving to LA for the new reality show.
Well, and he asked me what I thought about it. And I
Please
said, well,
go to Hollywood.
Sounds like whoever was in it for the money should fucking leave. Like, sounds like the people who feel like they were wrong. He's like, well, they could go to different cities. They can go to townships. They can get better salaries.
They can go to Stone Mountain.
They go to Stone Mountain, and they are hiring cops.
And given this last, you know, like I said, this last year, there was a whole election, right? That took place even in this last year. And questioning, he said, what happened? I don't even know. And I think that's what's so wild about this whole thing is it's just like the thing that makes America so great is also our greatest weakness. You know what I mean? It's like you see other countries come together in the middle of a pandemic. COVID-19 is something you don't want to fuck with. Mm-hmm. It does not discriminate. It doesn't care the color of your skin or how much money you have in your bank account. If it gets you, it gets you. And it'll take you if it wants to take you, right? And we've seen that. But there's no question that minority communities have been, because we are the essential workers. Mm-hmm. We are the nurses. We are the farm workers. We are the teachers. We are the teachers' assistants. We are the grocery, workers who are working at the markets.
Fact.
That's just what it is. So we are being targeted by this thing because of the system. To say that is, I think, very real. You could see the statistics. It's very, very real. It's very valid to say. And so it's interesting because I feel like all of these conversations are things that, like, I grew up in a household where my parents said, politics and religion, they'll forever divide people. But in this house, we don't judge people based off of the color of their skin or what their religion is or whatever. If they're good to you, you're good to them, right? Mm-hmm. And it was that moral compass that was instilled in me at a young age that I come from nothing, I'm fine with nothing. All of this is extra, Mm-hmm. But it's questioning that moral compass even still and saying, okay, are we still headed in the right direction? Am I still, whoever it is that follows me, the one person, whether it be my own kids one day or the however many followers I have, are we headed in the right direction? And only we can decide that for our own selves, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, it's this whole thing is just like, it's been very, like I said, very revealing. Very revealing.
No, it has. I'm pretty sure we all had friends that we thought were like really good friends. And then COVID hit and then all this shit hit. You was like, this motherfucker's interested.
Yeah.
Or this person is.
And hey, all love, but from a distance.
Yep. And I'm about to say all love. Never on some like, I hate you, but I also have the right to my energy, to my peace, and things that I don't want on my timeline, things that I can't necessarily back when I'm looking, from a moral compass. I'm like, yo, fam, this ain't about, even when we see they'll argue with motherfuckers because they'll talk about like this thing, black people thing, and you're like, I don't get into politics. You're like, yo, racism is not fucking politics. Yo, are you fucking crazy? Racism is not politics.
Behind closed doors, I've had some serious conversations with people that I've now, at a friendly distance have kept because I've gotten that response. Well, I don't really do politics.
You're like, yo, fam, they're killing people.
We're talking about like humanity. Like humanity.
Yes.
Like for instance, science, the world, global warming. You're gonna I don't do politics. It's not political.
But also,
it's not.
The media has framed things up. I was earlier when you said
saying.
that you say you trust Twitter and stuff. I think that's funny. You trust Twitter? No,
I probably sound so stupid saying
that. No, you don't. I agree with you. I'm about to say why. I'm going to say why I agree with you. Back in the day, people would always be like, oh, these fake journalists on these Instagrams and Twitters and on these social media sites, they're fake journalists. They don't actually do the news. Only these people who we've designated do the news, right? And then as time has gone on, like you just said, we will trust people on these websites more or on these apps more than we will the actual news.
I mean, talk about not wanting to feel stupid. I wanted to say that the first time I started trusting that was fucking during Vine and during was it Baltimore during those riots?
The riots.
Yeah. I remember that during that I trusted Vine more than I trusted the news because in Vine they were actually there. They were in the middle of them. They were telling you what's happening.
Yeah.
And in these fucking 7-second clips, and the news was not doing that.
And I can understand somebody saying, "Well, it's only 7 seconds. What happened before that? What happened after that?" But what I'm saying, you're
in the middle of it, though.
An X-minute long video of George Floyd dying.
Yeah.
You can't. I'm sorry. You cannot question that. You can't question that. That's not 7 seconds. That's a whole ass 10 minutes. And we got clearly what happened. He was in question over money, a fake $20 bill that wasn't fake.
$20 fucking wasn't either fake. Way. Like it doesn't matter.
Exactly my point though. It's not 7 seconds. It's not what happened before that. It's not what happened after that. No. And so, Andres Guardado, he was a young kid, got literally targeted by the sheriff's department. And then now it's just coming out that there's this whole jump in for sheriffs basically, in order to get, jumped into our secret society of whatever, you got to go and kill somebody.
Lady Gaga's dog walker shooting may have been part of gang initiation.
Hell yeah, cup. Big crippin' over here.
Not the dog walker.
Yeah. Oh, not him, no.
The guy who attacked the dog walker.
Yeah.
I just don't want to talk any more bad about that dog walker.
I'm not shitting on the dog walker no more.
The dog napping of Lady Gaga's 2 French bulldogs and shooting of the Rain on Me singer's dog walker may have been a part of a gang initiation, according to a new report. Not me, the report.
Who's reporting this?
Man, Twitter. Authorities are now under the belief that the dog napping of Koji and Gustav and the shooting of Gaga's dog walker, Ryan Fisher, may have been a gang initiation following a string of similar incidents in the LA area, according to TMZ. Last month, Fisher was walking Gaga's dog.
I trust TMZ for whatever fucking reason.
The dogs were returned. There are no other reasons for them to suspect that it was a gang.
What the fuck? They just blaming it on gangs and shit?
Literally.
Oh, this that bullshit.
I
trusted them.
They're like, this is a gang stuff.
In my head, it's like, what gang is tracking Lady Gaga? What gang in LA is like, yo, nigga, you want to be a Crip, fam? I'm going to tell you what time it is.
Steal Gaga's
Know what
dogs.
Gaga's Frenchies is that, okay?
Oh,
We going to run up on that.
Absurd.
But it actually makes sense though, because how weird is it?
Does it?
This is why Chris used to work for TMZ.
I used to work for
Chris
TMZ
White ass
too.
worked for TMZ. I know you did too.
For
Oh,
TMZ.
You did.
I never
I was
worked
an
at
intern.
TMZ.
I'm done.
I never
I'm
worked at
so done.
But I could see them being like,
But I am looking to work there.
but
Are they hiring?
God damn, no. No, I have a lot
You
against
see the
TMZ,
validity
and
in
I
this?
don't trust them.
Yo, why do you think
as
this
a
is a
news
gang
person.
thing,
Yeah,
Chris?
Explain
What I'm
yourself.
saying is, why would you steal the dog and then tie it to a random fucking pole for some lady to find it? If we are to believe
That's
that
not
they did
what
not
happened,
take
really
the $500,000 money,
She didn't give the money up, period?
she did. I thought that's how it ended.
No, so she is paying it. They're just
I
investigating.
don't know why we're
Bitches.
following the Lady
That's
Gaga
fine.
story.
The lady is
That's
gonna lay
valid.
low. Lady gonna lay low for a few. They gonna be like, no, she don't know them. She gonna get the 500 bands. That's their money. She gonna take like 50, maybe to 100. They gonna all go on vacation to Bora Bora. It's gonna get real exotic. You know, that's at least
You're
in my head.
glamorizing the dog thief career, and I don't like it.
The dog. I'm not. They gave the dogs back, Chris. The dogs are unharmed. So I am
Yeah,
happy
but
that
they
in the-
shot a man.
Yeah, they did shoot a man.
they shot a man, but they exposed that he was an amazing writer.
Or maybe
And he wrote on his
Wait.
wrote on his Instagram this caption that was like, I looked up and there was blood. Whose blood was it? It was me.
It was better
Not
than
the
that.
dogs.
it was a me.
He's a good writer.
It's a me.
I was like,
Mario.
what?
I don't know.
It's me, Mario.
I'm done with you. I'm such an empath over here. And
Okay,
so
I am
emotional.
too. I'm an
My
act-
caption is something crazy like that happened to me. I would write a poem about it too. I write
I
the
love
whole
dogs.
album about something like that.
about
love
the
dogs.
whole thing. Shit.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is,
I would give the dog, right?
Lady Gaga
Yeah.
never tried to give the $500,000 for him. She was
To
like,
get a record
Let me
contract.
find who the shooter was. She was like, if you give me my dogs back, I'm okay. I'll give you $500.
I mean, I feel like it all happened so fast.
Yeah, for Ryan, for the dog walker, it happened super fast.
Yeah,
But-
that's
but-
what I'm saying. Like in that moment, you're just going.
Gaga's in character right now. Gaga's shooting a movie.
Gucci film.
And
She is.
she's like, fuck it. I don't know. $500K for the dog.
No. She believe me, production stopped for 2 days for these dogs. Gaga love them dogs, fam. She paid 500 bands for them dogs.
Man,
Yeah,
She never
that's
offered
true.
for Ryan once. She loves those dogs.
I love my dogs.
She was like, yo, production stops. Let's stop right now. And she was like, Adam, I don't care what you want to do. We're not filming for the next couple of days. I'm finding out what's going on with my dogs. I'm just saying, I'm having a hard time thinking that these dogs are just tied to a fucking pole. Nobody is stealing these, shooting a man 4 fucking times. You're not almost catching a body. Why you trying to fuck me, Chris? Why you pouring wine in my glass again, fam?
I would like a refill.
That's not even wine.
Wine,
It's
girl.
Oh, this motherfucker.
I like
There's a
your
whole
style.
bottle. There's a whole bottle of tequila.
That was the funniest thing on the podcast.
I'm
man.
so
She said,
done.
doesn't matter.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm,
It all goes down the same.
I like
Okay.
it.
Okay, if
I don't
somebody
think it
steals
does.
your dogs, how much money are you gonna pay?
I've
them to
already
get
went
it
over
back?
this. I paid $10,000 for Nucky to have surgery, a slip disc in his back.
Oh hell
Wait,
no!
let me finish. I
wait,
won't
you
pay.
don't have
Oh,
insurance on it?
I didn't.
$10,000?
If you
I
knew,
can no. I
if
hear
you knew
I
Nucky,
have,
if you knew Nucky and Frenchie's
You
insurance, is real-
should. Do you have insurance on
Frenchie's
Nucky
insurance
now?
is like a rack a month. You're fucking insane. Nucky is not worth a rack a month. He brings me misery.
Frenchies already. They're basically born with a lot of complications.
They are.
Very early
Hard
on
to
in their
insure,
life.
actually. They
They're
don't even
very
wanna
hard.
insure you.
I hear you on that. I used to have. This is a really sad story. I don't know if I should even share it.
Share
This
it.
is the wishbone moment. You go which way?
I feel like I need like a little bit more tequila or something for
We
this
have
sad.
it.
Okay. Well.
No, what is it gonna be about? Your dog dying? She would like it chilled, please. Shaken, not stirred. Thank you.
Insurance, actually, it is important. Do your research on the breed of dog that you're getting. See how hard it is and what insurance looks like for that breed of dog. Because I used to have, this is such a sad story. Okay, so I used to have this little teacup chihuahua. Her name was Shakira.
Shakira.
We named her Shakira because her little back, she was so skinny, this little tiny chihuahua. And her back
had
legs, No. Her back, a little bit. She had hips that didn't lie. Her little back legs, when they would walk, like she would cross her back legs. So like literally her little hips would like move side to side. So her hips didn't lie. So we were like, okay, her name's Shakira. So we named her Shakira. And she accidentally, my family and I lost.
Right?
It's very formal, I know, but it sounded so proper.
My family.
I was gonna go into an English accent real quick. Yeah, my family and I. Basically, what happened was we lost our home and we lived in a garage for like about 3 years.
Oh, bloody hell.
I was like 9 years old. It was crazy.
A garage.
Okay, Chris.
A garage.
Okay,
Garage.
Sorry, it was a garage.
That's actually really good. That's true. You corrected me very well.
Aluminium foil.
I'm
sorry.
so done.
I know. You lived in a garage.
We did. We lost our home, and we had this little teacup chihuahua that we loved and adored so much. And so we stayed with my mom's sister, my Nina Martha, for some time. And they had a dog who got our dog pregnant. She wasn't fixed. And he was a little bit of a bigger dog.
Oh,
Not
shit.
super much bigger, but she was a teacup. So the babies that she got impregnated with were big babies.
Was it real love or like was it some savage shit going on?
It was just
in
some
this
savage
household?
shit going
That's
on.
some
Yeah,
wild
they
shit.
just one night decided, you know what?
You
The
know
hell?
what?
Why
You been
not?
looking at me crazy like I ain't with it.
She got pregnant. She was literally this tiny little chihuahua. She had 5 puppies in her, and she couldn't deliver them because they were so big. We also think we were so broke. We literally had nothing, and I realized she was able to deliver 1 puppy. The puppy did not make it. And then too much of a gap went between the first puppy that was delivered and the other puppies that we know were still inside of her. And so we started to freak out. We took her to an animal hospital. Then they told us, okay, there's 4 more puppies inside of her, and one is literally blocking the canal. He has a big ass head. We ended up naming him Big Head because he had blocked.
He made it.
He made it because we had to.
With 4 puppies inside. Like,
I know, right? No, but this is what we got presented with.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna cost X amount for the surgery to do a C-section.
Yeah.
So she survives and the puppies. And if you don't do the surgery,
she dies.
Everybody dies.
What the
The
fuck
puppies
kinda,
and her. What
this was
the
the
fuck?
worst negotiation.
It's so sad.
The contract
Guys,
was fucking horrible.
we actually borrowed money from family members. We were like, whatever we have to put up front to have these puppies and save Shakira.
Yeah.
She's having a C-section. We have to do this. And the interest that we paid on those payments, because we didn't have dog insurance, we didn't even know what the hell. Shit, at one point we didn't even have insurance on ourselves. How the hell are we gonna have insurance on our dogs?
Fuck.
Honestly. So, but I do, there's like, even just do your research. Like I said, to breed a dog, whatever, it can end up saving your ass in the long run.
So my dog is, I don't know if you may have seen.
Wait,
that
hang on. Wait, do we know the end? And did you save them?
Fam, do you want her to say it? You want her to fucking draw it out?
I need the end of the story.
He's like, tell me exactly how it went. Chris, you're dark, bro.
This is a very well told story.
There's a whole other sad story that goes with this. So,
oh no, I didn't know.
Shakira and her puppies, the last of her puppies, did survive. All of the puppies went to family members of ours, far distant family members, making sure they went to good homes and things like that. Shakira survived. And then we got a dog named JLO.
And you just gave her up.
No.
And it was too many divas in one household.
Wait, that was a really happy ending. Why are we talking about J-Lo? J-Lo's a different story.
That could have been the end of Shakira's documentary.
Oh my God, Shakira made it.
We were like, that was a good Netflix special. Then you were like, the director's cut.
Next
J-Lo.
And then we got J-Lo.
It sounds crazy. It sounds so
Grammys
crazy.
performance coming soon.
Oh my gosh. Poor J-Lo.
No. J-Lo killed Shakira.
Okay.
But how?
Girl.
Like murder? Like real murder? Like
Next time on Becky G's Dog Stories. Dun, dun.
It was really sad.
Wait.
What?
No, you have to
Yes.
tell
No,
us.
no, no.
But
We're
but
back.
how big is J-Lo?
J-Lo, okay,
is
so
she, a
she was actually
I'm a big
partially
rap fan.
mixed. She was, so we named her J-Lo because she had these little like fur boots.
Hips.
No, these.
These hips strike again. And we
telling
couldn't have Shakira number 2. So we were like, J-Lo.
No, we named her J-Lo because she had these little boots, and at the time Jennifer kept wearing these like little boots with the fur and things like that. So
Apple bottom jeans.
we have a dog named Shakira already, and I love J-Lo, so
Fuck
like
it.
let's just name our doggy J-Lo.
love
Like
it.
the next doggy we named J-Lo. Same time, we were still living in the garage. These dogs didn't know really the new space that they were living in and things like that. And things got really ugly one day. And JLo literally attacked our teacup chihuahua Shakira, and JLo killed Shakira. It was crazy. And when I tell you, it was like the most terrifying thing.
How long have you had JLo?
JLo was new. She was the newest member to the family.
To the newest member to the house.
Yes.
How is JLo still around?
No.
Okay. Oh, y'all got rid of JLo?
No. Well, we didn't get rid of her like that.
No, not like that.
No, not like that.
You know what? Wait. If I were to soften up this story a little bit, I just came back from Costa Rica, and there was a monkey in there with missing an arm, and I asked the dude who was running the place. I said, "Hey, is the monkey who ripped his arm off still in the building?" He said, "Yes." I said, "What the fuck? What the fuck? You make this nigga look at this monkey every day who ripped his fucking arm off?" There's also a crocodile that killed another crocodile, and they kept him. I said, "This is a murderous place. Why are we here?"
I want to tell you what we did.
Okay.
I want
because it is kind of a happy ending in the sense of we didn't euthanize JLo. We didn't say, we were scared. My little sister was really young at the time, and we were scared that, okay, if we have a violent dog, there is a chance that, because my little sister, she was still very, very young, there's a chance that she can be violent with the kids, and that's always a fear of ours. And so my dad ended up giving JLo to a homeless person who was so excited to have her. And when my dad tells this story, it's something that I'm actually really proud of, because I do think like maybe JLo wasn't the type of dog to get along with other dogs, but it seemed like she was definitely happy to have a friend in her life and a companion in her life. And it was this homeless man, and my dad ended up buying all of like the dog food and things like that. So it wasn't like he was just giving money to a homeless man and that here's a dog and then the homeless man could do whatever he wants with the money. It was like he was so happy to have this dog and have the things that he needed to have this friend and keep her safe.
We have a surprise for you.
Yeah, what?
We actually invited the homeless
guy
here.
Bring him in.
And he said JLo has killed 7 people.
She wasn't a big dog. That's a good thing. She wasn't a big dog, so it wasn't like she was actually going to be of any violence to like anybody like that.
JLo is fucking insane. Bring in JLo. Bring in.
We have a surprise. We have JLo.
Bring in JLo.
JLo.
I am never, ever naming a dog after a celebrity ever again, because these stories, telling these stories is a little too wild.
It's wild.
I love that JLo
It is better.
JLo and Shakira making the dog stories so good.
Well, you know, since we're on the topic of bitches,
Are we? What the fuck? Are we?
Kayla, you're out of control.
All right, Kayla, let's go. What's next?
since we're talking about bitches, Cheer Mom's gone wild.
Yes!
PA woman created deepfake videos to force rivals off daughter's cheerleading squad. Police arrested a 50-year-old Bucks County woman March 10th for sending her teen daughter's cheerleading coaches fake photos and videos depicting her rivals naked, drinking, smoking, an attempt to get them kicked off of the squad.
How? This is a high school cheerleading squad?
Spit it out.
You know the facts already. Don't fucking ask the questions.
The teenagers told officers Spone sent them manipulated images. In an anonymous message, said that Spone urged them to kill themselves. This lady is nuts.
Strong message.
What?
A strong. Come out the gate with kill yourself. That's a strong message.
I haven't read this article, by the way. I just read the title and was like, this will be good.
No, you're lying.
No, I didn't know that she asked
So you
to
just
kill
admitted
themselves.
that your vetting process for the topics of the episode.
He told me 5 times, I can't wait. I love this article.
No, because
he didn't even read it.
I think it's crazy. Well,
he didn't even read
to be
it.
fair, if you want to go behind the scenes on the process, is that sometimes when I think a title is funny, I'm like, it'll be funnier to reveal this live.
Okay, me too.
But I didn't know she said kill yourself.
Now it's not funny
less
anymore. Now it's
Less
not funny.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's
Chris.
still
We
funny.
get it,
It's
Chris.
funny because she's a nutcase. Okay, the videos were
She's
analyzed.
a fucking nutcase.
Yeah, it's still funny. It's still funny. We're still gonna laugh because she
Thank
sucks.
you, Kayla.
The
Okay.
videos were analyzed, and detectives were able to determine they were deep fakes, which is deepfakes, which I've never heard of. This is interesting. Digitally altered but realistic-looking images created
she
by
using
mapping.
real programs.
She went on
Yeah.
their social media, took their photos, and like overlaid them naked with like a nude.
Does she have a job doing this, or is she just found
a
hobby?
Someone should definitely hire her because she seems to be very skilled.
Do this from jail now.
To the point where the girls were like, "Damn, is that me? Like, when was I doing
that? I was wilding out.
I thought that was a dream.
I was drunk that night.
I thought I only had 2 shots. Don't drink the jungle juice.
What the hell?
Photoshop, not like more than Photoshop. She deep faked, which can be video sometimes.
Well, yes, video it can be video as well. Wait, so she wanted to get these girls kicked off. Why? For her daughter to be the star cheerleader? This is hilarious.
It says that one of the parents was saying basically he thinks it started because his kids were telling the other daughter of this psycho lady, like, oh, don't hang out with her anymore because she had some like behavioral issues. So they're like, keep your distance. And so then the mom retaliated and was like, oh, well, if you think my kid's the problem, let me show you.
Let me show you how crazy I can be.
Wow.
Like, oh, you think my kid's bad? Your kid's out here naked on the table. So
yo, the things parents will do for their
kids, the love.
I want to ask, is there anything crazy that your parents have ever done for you?
Oh, that's a good question. I fuck with it.
Sorry,
crazy.
my inner podcast host.
No, that was great. That was
quick.
great. That was great. No, I'm trying to think of crazy.
Because I feel like I can't speak to this because that's kind of wild. But like I know my parents, like they love me to death.
Me too.
So they probably do some crazy shit for me.
Black parents be defending you and not even knowing the facts. That be it. Like they'll go to school with you and be like, Now you can call my son a lot of things, but what you will not call him is a thug. And you be like, Mom, I'm gonna be doing some thug shit out here a little bit.
Actually,
you don't know what I'm really about. I'm just saying, you ain't never had a parent like defend the fuck out of you and you be standing behind them and be like, Ma, you going a little hard. I did that shit.
I got super lucky because, so I'm the oldest of 4 kids, right? But we were all, by the time my mom was 23, she already had all 4 kids. So we're super close in age. And then on top of that, I'm one of 19 grandchildren on my mom's side, one of 15 on my dad's. So there was times where, so there was times where I went to the same school as like my cousins.
One of 15.
So like my mom never had to get involved in anything because it was like, yo, like your cousins are going to roll up with you. So like we'd literally roll up together. There was a time where my brother Frankie, he lied about something that happened to his t-shirt. He blamed it on another kid in school. It was actually him. He was the one that messed it up. But we literally rolled up on this kid that he had accused because we were like, yo, that's really messed up. Like, you know, when your parents go back to school shopping, like for us, it wasn't like, oh, we get like 12, 15 different outfits. It was like you get one new pair of sneakers.
And you fucked up his new shirt.
You get one new backpack for the rest of the school year. So if you fuck this shit up, it's really like, it's messed up. Like your parents save up. We were 4 kids. That's 4 times the budget. That's a lot of money. So all of us like rolled up on this little kid and we were like, yo, what the hell? Like you're messing with my brother Frankie. You're messing with my cousin Frankie. Like what's going on? You know what I mean?
This shit go through. Frankie was like,
Frankie let it happen. Frankie let it happen. Apparently the kid was also like bullying other kids in the classroom. So it kind of like... I don't want to say.
The right thing.
I don't want to say.
Y'all were superheroes.
I don't want to say a leveled out.
Was Frankie the bully?
But he was scared. He was scared to admit that he messed up the one T-shirt that he got for back to school. So I get that. What comes on the other side of that is a whole other thing. But I was really lucky. Like my parents, I grew up with my parents, so I feel like because my mom is more like my sister and my dad is more like my brother. Oh, wow. There's a lot of things that like there's a lot of respect in that sense. Like I never. What do you mean?
You say my mom is more like my sister and my dad's more like my brother. I was just saying like
she's the sister.
Who am I more like? Oh no, I'm like
she's 4. It's 4.
I'm one of 4 kids. I'm the eldest. She like? So I'm like the parent.
I didn't get the question. Sorry.
I'm like the parent.
No, I thought she was saying
in a sense.
Her dad was like her brother.
That was the question.
Her mom was like her sister. I was saying, what side does she fall on? Like, who is she more like?
I'm literally, when I tell you, I'm like smack dab in the middle. I'm 50-50.
I thought I was so drunk. I was literally like, nigga, you are stupid. Shut the fuck up. Kayla just corrected you. You're an idiot.
The family tree. If she's a sister and that's her brother, then she's the sister.
Well, I know, but unless she feels like the parent to a sister and brother.
No, well, and if
we have cousins and if we pull out a tree,
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But I want to know from you guys, what is the like craziest thing your parents have ever done for you? Like, have they ever lied on your name, like to make sure?
I've tried
like to make sure like you didn't get in trouble for something.
I feel like my parents were like, yeah, right. Like if I ever got in trouble, I don't feel like
my mom.
I had other people's moms like tell the police they were wrong.
So I had a gun at school, right? So
time out.
This is the real story. It wasn't. Look, I'm gonna give you the ending. It wasn't. It didn't. It was just like, who was the little dude that had the spray painted gun? One of the homies had this like pellet gun that he was using at school, fucking around, right? So he was going to practice. I was about to go home. He's like, "Yo, put it in your bag real quick." I was like, "All right, I got you." So a police officer sees. No, I'm sorry. I tell him to take the thing for me. I'm going on the train. I'm like, "Yo, I want this on the train." Like, cause I don't want this shit to become real. Mm-hmm. You at school still, you driving, you can do what the fuck you want to do, put it in your back, throw it in the trunk, whatever you want to do. But I'm not gonna be on a train with this and then somebody stop me or some shit and be like, this is a real thing. You gotta go to jail. So he was like, all right, cool. Police officer sees, nigga, you gotta go with us. Police officer sees him, who we were like kind of cool with this police officer. He worked at our school, but you know how you always got like one real police officer at the school. He like a real one, not like the rent-a-cop and shit that be in school. So he was like, yo, come here to the homie. He was like, yo, come here, I saw that shit. You getting fucking in trouble. So he opens the bag, sees the shit. It's like, nah, you going down. So the homie, for whatever reason, I'm still calling him homie. He snitches on me. He snitches on me and says that I got it from Sterling. Sterling's the one that did this. So they hit me. I hate the school at this point. I don't want to be at the school no more anyway.
What year is this?
This is my junior year.
Oh,
I take it as an opportunity to be like, fuck it, I'll leave the school. Like, I don't give a fuck about the school. So, cause I was getting into it with my coaches and shit. I played 2 sports. So I was like, fuck the school. So, so they called the house. Mama come downstairs crying and shit. She's like,
oh God,
I don't even want to ask this question. I know it can't be real. Did you have a gun at school? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't curse my mama though, but I want to be tough on the podcast.
Come correct.
So I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like,
his voice changed real quick.
Like, I really do that for real.
Principal Skinner just called me and said that Principal fucking Dr. Kenner. Principal Skinner's from fucking Simpsons. But Dr. Kenner called me and said that you had this gun and this. And I'm like, yo, that's not true. So I kind of give her sort of the real story. Then she's like still worried, thinking like, you taking guns and you're doing that. I say, mama, chill out. First of all, it's not even mine. It was one of the homies. I tell her which homie it was. I ain't gonna say it on the podcast. So I tell her which homie it was. And she was like, okay, just have the information. I said, but look, I don't care about the school. I ain't snitching. We ain't snitching. So when I go in tomorrow, you gotta follow order. Like, I ain't doing that.
Ooh. I like this episode.
Yeah. So my mama was like, okay. I was like, all right, cool. I didn't think she's gonna agree, but she agreed because she know we still from the west side of Chicago and we on some thug shit where she like snitches get stitches, nigga. If you say we ain't snitching, and her motherfucking son, she like, nigga, we from the west side. Right. You say we ain't snitching, we ain't snitching. So she a pastor though too. So so we
You're a preacher's kid?
Yeah, I'm both my parents pastors. So we go,
and I'm sure she wants you to stay in this school.
Kayla is mind blown right now.
And they always be the ones. There's always
Shut up,
the ones.
Kayla. You hate me. So and they want to stay in this school because this is a really good school.
Yeah.
So we get to the principal's office. My principal, they love me first of all because I was just cool and shit. And I really was a cool kid. My school was
never
lame.
Said that.
My school was like all nerds. Like everybody went to like.
So you wanted out.
I wanted out though.
Yeah,
I did want out. Okay. So I'm talking to the principal. She's like, Sterling, I heard, blah, 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 this is your gun, blah, 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 this thing happened. I'm like, nah. She's like, whose is it? I'm like, it's a friend's by the house. That's my whole story. I'm sticking to it. Because technically, it's my homie, and he live by my house somewhat. So
you're not lying.
I'm not lying.
No.
It's a friend by the house. So I'm like, it's a friend by the house. She's like, who? I'm like, I ain't saying who, but it's a friend by the house. She's like, you know, I might have to expel you. I say, well, you got to do what you got to do. It's your job. You're a principal. It's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because about them reporting it as a weapon at all, it has to like go into like, I guess, the papers as public knowledge that this weapon. She didn't want that because our school is known as an academically
prestige
inclined school. I might be getting her in trouble. I don't fucking know. But she didn't want that. So I was like, okay, cool. But I'm not snitching. So what we going to do here? So she was like, well, I'm going to have to expel you. I said, hey, I love you. I love the school. I've loved my time here. We got to do what we got to do. My mama panics. No! She was like, I'll tell you who it is, and says the individual's name.
Oh, shit.
So I punched her. No, I'm joking.
This is a reverse. Like,
so I punched my mama real quick.
I thought you said there was a good ending.
Yeah,
to the
wait,
story.
what? Your mama's a snitch? Sorry, Mom.
Wait,
whoa.
JLO killed Shakira?
Sorry, Mama.
Why you gonna call my mama a snitch, fam?
Hey, you told the story.
How ignorant are you?
You told the story.
Did I ever say it was a good ending?
You did earlier. You
I
said,
did
well,
not.
It's not. Yeah, you mentioned it. Anyway.
I said I would make this
It started
Shakira
off,
thing a
her
good
question
ending.
was like, what your parents do to ride for you? And you're like, yeah, so I got
Well,
the
Mom-
story. And then she snitched.
Well,
But she snitched on another
snitched
person.
on
another
for
child.
individual.
For
For me to
So
stay
she
in
really
school.
did
That is
right.
even worse. She's
Whoa,
Takashi.
Kayla, my mom is a preacher. So she was never in the streets. You can only be held accountable if you talk about the street life. She is a pastor. She's the opposite of the street life. She didn't want the street life for us. She can be a snitch all she wants. She can snitch for the Lord.
You're
Let
right.
her snitch for Jesus, motherfucker.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Tell
Absolutely.
the truth,
Yeah.
shame the devil. But I was in there being like, fuck this school.
Yeah.
But I was saying she
Okay.
snitched for me. But now you make me sad to tell the story about my mom
now I take
being a punk snitch.
Oh boy.
To keep for all the good reasons, all the snitches.
I'm so
think
glad I
they're
asked
doing
that
it for good
question.
reason.
I hate
I'm so
Kayla. She
glad.
defeated me. I would at least after the end and felt like,
I'm
you know
sorry.
what? Mom did it for me.
I'm sorry.
You hated me. Okay. I'm
sorry.
sorry for telling that story, guys.
Don't apologize.
Yeah.
No
It feels
apologies.
sadder that way.
I like the internet sometimes, and I found this question on the internet this week, and I liked it. And it says, for 5 minutes, you get transported 30 years into the future. You sit in front of a computer. What information do you look up?
One more time.
What do you mean? Wait.
So you get
Wait, what?
for
more
5 minutes. For 5 minutes, you have
5
5 minutes. You get transported 30 years into the future. You get transported to 2052, and you get a computer. What information do you look
Nigga,
up?
I don't know. I gotta go on Google to see what the fuck is happening.
That's what I'm saying. What do you look
Wait.
up? What is your
Wait.
process?
Google. I have to Yahoo. You know, I still
you
Yahoo
got
shit. I'm
5
old.
minutes on Google. What are you gonna Google?
I'm gonna see the headline.
You get 5 minutes. You're going 30 years in the
30
future.
years ahead. I'm gonna Google myself.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna Google myself.
Fuck yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so you still lived through these 30 years?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
you're transport. It's a time
You're
machine.
a time machine.
Oh, so I still was doing shit. Oh, okay. I thought it was like, yo, we're gonna just let you see what the world looks like without you in 30 years.
No.
Dark.
Google
That's
something.
hella
Oh, why would I
dark.
not look up myself immediately
That's what I'm
and
saying.
see
Like, oh, what
if
have
I'm a
I
registered
done?
sex offender? I'm like, I'm not. That's good. That is the first thing I'm checking.
First, I'm
That is
doing
good.
me. Second, my man. I'm Googling what
That
the fuck
is
he's
not
been
your
doing.
man no more. It's 30 years. I'm joking.
What the hell?
This is a dark podcast. I tell dark jokes. You've been defeating me the whole fucking night.
Your mom's a snitch.
Yeah, I know what you said. Fuck you, Kayla.
I'm like, and 7 for Kayla.
Shit.
Points on the board.
I've been letting her get points all night. I tell her man ain't gonna be with her in 30 years. Y'all gonna hate on me. My mama a goddamn snitch on this podcast.
Oh. Okay, what are you looking at?
I like
Porn.
Googling.
He want to see what porn look like in 30 years.
I just need to know.
Virtual reality. I can tell you right now, you're gonna be able to. live
You're
in
gonna be
it.
living that shit by then.
You're gonna be right
You gonna
there.
strap
You're
into
like,
a whole
this is
machine.
Google?
And you're gonna be moving around in that thing. Be like, I ain't never did that movie before. Only at home do I try this one.
Like a roller coaster.
Roller goes. You go helicopter, you mean? When you helicopter.
No.
It's when you put the thing in there and you spin around. That's the crazy thing. Saw it on one porno back in like
Simulation.
85.
Ride simulation. It'll be great.
I love where this is going. I didn't expect. I would have immediately been like history oriented, but
what would you search? Oh, who the presidents were?
Like all the
Chris
presidents.
would have been like, who are the last? Who are the last
10?
6 presidents?
I don't know math.
Six,
4,
6 or
6,
7,
8,
7,
10. What's
8,
the variable
8.
ratio? Yeah, cool.
No, 7, 28, right?
What if they had 2 consecutive terms?
But that'd be 28.
Who cares?
No, my point exactly. Only Chris. Chris is like, what's going on? That guy won office?
You don't want to know if Elon's got like a. I'm googling Elon right away.
Elon would have already been
I'm
dead.
googling Elon first.
Elon would have already been dead. 30 years? He would have did some rich. He would have done some risky shit in 30 years, and we were like, I don't think that rocket ship gonna make it.
He probably went to space. Yeah, like you said last week.
He be in space all the time now. He gonna be telling y'all on some real shit. Elon is not doing all this research from afar. He is definitely going up there to check shit out and be
Elon,
like, oh, this
if
crazy.
you're out there.
Look, you guys have roasted me a lot, but you haven't told me your one Google search. Let's take you a Wikipedia, whatever you have. I imagine if I search Elon Musk, I'm stuck in Elon Musk for 5 minutes. I have 5.
I'm stuck in him for 5 minutes. What the fuck?
Okay.
Stuck in Elon Musk for 5 minutes.
I'm saying you can't Google
Throw
that.
ice on it.
I haven't thought about this yet.
No, I don't. Chris really wants us to answer.
I want to know.
Chris, I don't know what's going on,
How
nigga.
are you spending your 5 minutes?
Chris, have you not seen 2020, nigga? I don't know what's going on in that year. You talking about 30 of the motherfuckers? I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't know the search. Cell phones wouldn't be cell phones no more. You're just talking to a little block. That's what you do now. That's what you do now.
Yeah, it's like you can ask any
That's
question.
what you do now.
Have we? I guess maybe aliens. I might ask first. I feel like within 30 years.
I would. That's probably something I would do. Low key to the high key.
What if you was married to an alien when you came?
That's why you would Google yourself.
And then you link
and then see what's happening around you.
Biracial kids from alien to humans. Is the alien a race? The alien race. Bigalactic, yeah. I mean, yeah, Chris, I don't know, man. I probably would search, like, who was the best NBA player and how the league look right now. That's something stupid I searched. No,
wait, that's an honest answer, though.
That'd be a good video.
I'd be like, how does basketball look? What does the dunk contest look now? And are fans back in the buildings yet?
Our fans.
Shit, COVID is still here? The fuck?
We still can't go.
We left for 30 years. I gotta wear a mask.
Dude, if one guy got that opportunity in like 1990 and just happened to go forward to this year and find out that everyone wears masks in the future, they'd have such sad things to report back.
That is so true. Did you guys ever watch that movie? What's the movie called? WALL-E.
Oh,
yeah. On some real shit. That movie is so sad.
Yeah, it is.
Animated Pixar film. I don't know if I remember it enough to be like, I'm on the
No. But do you do? Yes. But you remember that he on accidentally gets his mission, right? He was created to help Earth, but he then on accidentally gets taken up by this spaceship that then has already saved human civilization in hopes that the WALL-Es that were created can save Earth. So by the end of the movie, I hope I'm not ruining it. Hold on. I'm so bad at this. I shouldn't. Oh my God.
Yeah, nobody's watching WALL-E. It's all
I'm so
good.
sorry.
Nobody's watching it. So
she's like, oh my God, I ruined it for everyone who doesn't have a TV.
Hold on. There are some people that maybe haven't seen it, and it's actually really fucking good.
Spoiler alert if anybody hasn't seen WALL-E.
Spoiler alert. No, but honestly, you watch some parts of that movie, and I'm just like, yo, that's some shit that could really happen. That's actually really sad.
Chris
like, it feels closer and closer.
From WALL-E?
From WALL-E, dude.
Yeah, that was a part of WALL-E.
Yeah, it was. Well, they said they saved civilization and they was.
Wait, you guys said something about aliens earlier. Can we just?
We love aliens. Let's get into
space.
it.
We like to talk about space.
Yo, one of the movies that messed up my whole world. Not messed up, but just really made me question. I was really, really young. I watched the movie Signs.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Well before I was of age to really understand what that meant, and I was terrified when I tell you I slept with the Bible under my pillow because I was like, yo.
Was it that one moment when you see the alien?
Not even that one moment when you see the alien. The moment when you see the door close and you see somebody walking, you see the light underneath the door.
Yeah.
I know that scene.
I was shook. I was the one kid that like hung out with my older cousins, and then when shit got too grown, like I was way too bitch to like really like understand and be like, oh yeah, I'm good. Like no. When I tell you something with the Bible under my pillow, I was like, yo, shit's about to go down. Aliens are gonna come. They're gonna take over. It's gonna be all bad. I'm scared. They really did
develop into villains.
That was
Aliens
crazy.
were not always villains. E.T. was when I was a fucking kid, and they fed this nigga Reese Pieces.
He just wanted to go home.
Reese fucking cups or whatever that shit was. And the nigga ate pizza and all kind of other shit. They were trying to kill this nigga in a day.
No,
he was feeding him Pepsi and shit. And one day they was trying to murder him. But Signs was way more dark and like
Men in Black is pretty positive.
Very positive. They're smoking square. They're smoking cigarettes. They're doing cool commercials. And fucking Men in Black. It was still like kind of soft. You're like, aliens are kind of cool.
But but to get before that, Alien, the like old film, like 80s film, that's creepy. Yeah, no, but in our era is
Mars Attacks was the first time I was like, these motherfuckers are coming to kill us. Yes. That was crazy for me.
Have you ever seen Stranger Things? I'm just like, could we?
That was last year.
No idea what you guys are talking about. I know,
year.
like Jesus, it's freaking 2021. You guys are talking about 1980
No,
films?
I know. No, but I brought up Signs because you guys talked about aliens in like such an exciting manner that I was like, yo, like low key, my first introduction to aliens was not a good one. And so I got older and I was like, yo, maybe they're trying to show us the way. Maybe human civilization is just a whole experiment.
But now you open and like, if you got a Valentine from an alien, now you be like, that's kind of cool.
What's up?
What's up with it though? Little alien boy with a nice haircut. You get the haircut of alien. Oh no, guys, I'm high. I'm drunk. I think we did it. I think we fucking
did it. We accomplished.
Becky G,
thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for the episode. It was amazing. You're a light. You're a light, and we're so happy to have you on this show. Kayla, you've been amazing again. Beautiful black woman over there, girl. And then Chris, what's up, boy? That was it. Thank you so much, dude. Everybody out there.
Thanks so much.
I love you, man. I love you. Kind. Hey, again.
Hey, thank you, Sterling.
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
We think you were great.
Thanks, man, Chris. I appreciate that. Zip it up and zip it out. We out of this biatch.
Bye.